If you look down from above, you can recognize this city almost instantly. Those perfectly ordered octagonal blocks are its unmistakable signature. This is Barcelona, a city where geometry feels built into its DNA. But once you step onto the streets, the story becomes far more vivid. The spires of Sagrada Familia pierce the sky. The roar from Camp Nou can shake the air on match day. And along the coastline, the evening breeze carries the scent of olives and sea salt. The grid is the city skeleton. Art and passion are its bloodstream. Barcelona sits on the northeastern edge of the Iberian Peninsula, backed by the green hills of the Collserola Range and facing the open waters of the Mediterranean Sea. It's truly a city between mountains and sea. The climate is classic Mediterranean, plenty of sunshine, mild winters, and warm summers that stretch deep into the evening. Today, Barcelona has a population of about 1.7 million people, with nearly 5.8 million living in the greater metropolitan area. That makes it the second largest city in Spain and one of the country's most dynamic urban centers. But Barcelona's story goes back much further. In Roman times, it was known as Barcino, a small colonial city along the Mediterranean coast. During the Middle Ages, it grew into a major Catalan port and became deeply connected to the maritime trade networks of the Crown of Aragon. Everything changed in the 19th century. Industrialization brought a population boom. The medieval city walls were torn down, and urban planner Ildefons Cerda designed the revolutionary Eixample grid, giving Barcelona the distinctive octagonal blocks that define the city today. Around the same time, a new artistic movement, Catalan modernism, began transforming the city. Architects like Antoni Gaudí filled that rational grid with flowing curves, organic forms, and buildings unlike anything the world had seen. Over the decades, Barcelona evolved from an industrial powerhouse into a global city. The 1992 Summer Olympics helped accelerate its transformation, opening the city to the sea and introducing Barcelona to a worldwide audience. Today, Barcelona is one of Spain's most important economic and technology hubs. Its port remains one of the busiest in the Mediterranean. Tourism fuels much of the local economy, and the city hosts the Mobile World Congress every year, one of the most influential gatherings in the global tech industry. The city is also famous for its architectural legacy. With Gaudí's masterpieces and countless modernist buildings, Barcelona is often called one of the great architectural capitals of the world. It's also home to major universities like the University of Barcelona and the Autonomous University of Barcelona. And of course, there's football. The rivalry between FC Barcelona and Real Madrid, known as El Clásico, draws the attention of millions around the world every year. From the sky to the street corners, Barcelona has a rhythm you can feel everywhere. So let's step into its neighborhoods and landmarks and see how Gaudí's flowing imagination became woven into the city's geometric bones. The Sagrada Familia is Barcelona's most iconic landmark and one of the most extraordinary churches ever built. Designed by Antoni Gaudí, the basilica blends nature, geometry, and light in astonishing ways. Inside, the columns rise like giant tree trunks, branching toward the ceiling like a stone forest. When sunlight pours through the stained glass windows, the entire interior glows with shifting colors, as if the building itself were alive. Construction began in 1882, and Gaudí devoted the final decades of his life almost entirely to the project. He is buried in the crypt beneath the church. After more than a century of construction, the central tower was finally topped out in February 2026 at 172.5 meters, making it the tallest church in the world, completed in the same year marking the 100th anniversary of Gaudí's death. Another of Gaudí's masterpieces is Casa Milà, often called La Pedrera or the Quarry. Completed in 1912, it was the last private residence Gaudí designed. The building has almost no straight lines. Its stone facade ripples like waves frozen in motion. On the rooftop, surreal chimneys and ventilation towers resemble helmeted stone guardians, forming what feels like a silent army watching over the city. Along Passeig de Gràcia, one building instantly stands out, Casa Batlló. Originally an ordinary apartment building, it was completely redesigned by Gaudí in 1904. The facade shimmers with colorful mosaic tiles, while the balconies resemble skeletal masks. Many people interpret the curved roof as the spine of a dragon, referencing the Catalan legend of Saint George slaying the dragon. Perched on a hillside in northern Barcelona, Park Güell is one of Gaudí's most playful creations. Colorful mosaic benches twist like giant serpents, and the famous mosaic lizard at the entrance has become one of the city's most photographed symbols. Architecture and landscape blend seamlessly here, as if the hillside itself had been transformed into art. From the top, you can see the city's geometric grid stretching toward the Mediterranean, punctuated by the rising towers of the Sagrada Família. Few places capture the energy of Barcelona quite like La Rambla. This lively boulevard runs from Plaça de Catalunya all the way to the Columbus Monument by the sea. A wide pedestrian promenade shaded by trees forms its center, lined with cafes, flower stalls, and street performers. Walking here feels like stepping onto an endless stage where the city performs its daily life. Halfway down the boulevard, you'll find the famous La Boqueria Market. Inside, it's a sensory explosion. Fresh juices, gleaming seafood, and towering piles of Iberian ham that instantly wake up your appetite. The Gothic Quarter is the oldest part of Barcelona, where the city's story truly begins. Its narrow, winding streets still follow the layout of the medieval era. At the center stands a grand Barcelona cathedral, while nearby stone walls still reveal remnants of ancient Roman fortifications. In these shadowy alleys, centuries of history feel layered one upon another. Turn down almost any lane, and you might stumble upon a hidden cafe or tiny artisan shop tucked into the old stone walls. Rising above the harbor is Montjuïc, a hill that offers one of the best views in the city. At the top stands the historic Montjuïc Castle, once a strategic fortress guarding the port. The slopes are dotted with museums, gardens, and the Olympic Stadium, a reminder of the 1992 Olympic Games that reshaped the city. From the summit at sunset, the entire grid of Barcelona unfolds below you, stretching toward the shimmering Mediterranean. Just steps from the old city lies Barceloneta Beach, Barcelona's most famous stretch of sand. Once a humble fishing village, the area was transformed during preparations for the 1992 Olympics into a vibrant urban beach. A seaside boardwalk runs along the shore, where the salty Mediterranean breeze mixes with the aromas drifting from lively seafood restaurants. The air carries hints of sea salt and sizzling garlic shrimp, an invitation to sit down, relax, and watch the Mediterranean sunset. And then there's Camp Nou, one of the most passionate landmarks in Barcelona. It's the largest football stadium in Europe, capable of holding more than 100,000 fans. Home to FC Barcelona, the stadium transforms on match days into a roaring sea of red and blue. Many people say you don't truly understand the spirit of the club until you hear the crowd sing its famous motto, Més que un club, more than a club. Right next door, the FC Barcelona Museum tells the story of the club's legendary past. From glittering trophies to unforgettable moments from players like Lionel Messi, the museum captures more than a century of football history. Even visitors who aren't die-hard fans often find themselves swept up in the emotion of it all. In Barcelona, architecture is never something locked away in museums. It's part of everyday life. Gaudí's curves, the stone walls of the Gothic Quarter, the crowds along La Rambla, and the breeze from the Mediterranean all breathe together to shape the city's character. Barcelona feels ancient and young at the same time, elegant, yet full of energy. And maybe that's why you don't really need to search for beauty here. Just keep walking, and before you realize it, you may find you've left a little piece of your heart in Barcelona.